Hey, you. Yes. You, lil' bro.
Let me sit you right here, my boy.
Now look. Whenever you see this face on the thumbnail, click the video. It's gonna be a banger every time. We do stuff different around here. You feel me? This is Jack Hanma's Anatomy. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When has the nigga ever got a win, bro? Honestly. Hold up. We finna do this right now. Jack Hanma's win record. Dude been losing since... I don't know, bro. I've been seeing him lose like nearly all the time, bro.
I'm asking you now. Let me win, please.
Hopefully he get a dub, bro. Let's just get straight into the video, bro.
So Diane Neal, Jack's mother, was a secret agent whose job was to get rid of Yujiro Hanma during Vietnam battle. And when Yujiro discovered that Diane was trying to outsmart him, he decided to take revenge on her and rape Diane.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I don't even think she had the problem with that.
Jack's mom decided to keep the kid. Unlike his half-brother Baki Hanma, Jack has since childhood wished to surpass his father Yujiro Hanma in strength and martial ability to get revenge rather than earning his love.
How old is he right there?
The first thing that comes to the minds of his fans is that if Jack Hanma is a pure-blood Hanma or not.
Nah, he's a half and half, ain't it?
One of the things that Yujiro Hanma hated about Jack was that he was weak and didn't have the same potential as Baki.
Dang!
Jack needed to resort to artificial means to become stronger. Yujiro knew he was weaker than Baki because he thought his blood was impure. The fact that Jack didn't have pure blood came straight out of Yujiro's mouth. In that regard, his own father thought that Jack didn't have blood that was pure enough for him to gain the power and strength of the Hanma family. Jack may also be impure because he was a mistake that Yujiro never meant to create.
Oh, Lord. Oh, I ain't even gonna lie to you, that is tough. Not only does this man get clapped by every single opponent he goes against. Now, he had a little dub. Didn't he fight that one German dude or whatever and win? I don't know, but that nigga takes L's, bro.
The effects of Hanma blood can be clearly seen on Jack. Jack's obsession to defeat his hated father led to extreme overtraining at various fighting gyms, which led to the deterioration of the muscles in his body. He wasn't much more than skin and bones because his body had been damaged by overwork. For example, Jack would punch sandbags for over 12 hours without eating, resting, or even using the restroom, and would lift weights until his body refused to do it.
So you mean to tell me this man would do all this and still get folded? That's all I got from that.
Jack did this kind of training because he claimed he will never be able to defeat his father with normal training. Then, after his encounter with the Yujiro-inspired scientist named Dr. John, who witnessed Yujiro killing a polar bear,
yeah, Jack Hanma fans gonna be mad at me for that one.
If Jack tries using a special drug, which he called X4. So the scientist gave Jack steroids to match his overtraining and gained immense power in the process. Though in the process, Jack had become addicted to the drugs and began overdosing, which left him even more mentally unstable. At first, the doctor was happy with Jack's results. But at one point he tells Jack that he's really starting to overdo completely. But still, the doctor finally agreed to give Jack as much drugs as he wanted. Then soon, Jack became powerful enough to kill a polar bear with his bare hands. But because of his unstable mindset, he was more brutal and made the bear's death agonizing.
Dang.
So then Jack fought in the Maximum Tournament, but there he was defeated by Baki in the finals. And because of his drugs overdose, his body got deformed.
Took all them steroids just to get clapped.
Tournament, Jack has Kureha Shinogi perform surgery to lengthen his bones where...
Hey, don't that what y'all look like who be trying to get tall, bro? I ain't even gonna lie. I'm comfortable with my height. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'm comfortable with my joint.
Multiple of his bones were broken, and he had his limbs lengthened in 8 places. After the surgery, Jack is then first seen by Kayu Retsu in a restaurant where Jack orders an entire roasted pig for himself and eats it in 10 seconds, even though Retsu is at first unaware that it's Jack.
Ate all that
judges
meat.
His height, saying it could be more than 210 centimeters. Jack then stands up and walks up to Retsu and says that he just remembered who Retsu was, and that he saw him in the underground arena and at the Maximum Tournament. This shocks Retsu and makes him realize that it's Jack, and he afterwards wonders on how Jack managed to gain 20 centimeters. So Jack was 6'4" the last time they met, meaning that Jack is 6'11" at this point in the series.
Dang, boy.
Jack silently walks away with
for the
Retsu
league.
looking at him. who was still wondering on how Jack grew so much in less than a year. Becky fans also wonder if Jack has a demon back or not, and whether he is going to awaken his D-demon back in future.
He's not getting that.
Simple.
So that said, the storyline made clear that Jack Hanma didn't have the same power and capabilities as the other Hanma family members. In short, he wasn't born with the ability to use the famed demon face back that the Hanma family members had, and this was most likely due to him being impure in the eyes of Yujiro.
Dang.
Of course, there's also a chance that Jack doesn't have the demon back because he failed to develop it when he became so frail and skinny during
Honestly,
his
he
younger
might
years.
get it, bro.
His poor health may have contributed
Hey, is there
to this,
some
as
such
we all
thing
know
as
that
an
he
angel
overtrained
back
during
or
his
like,
younger years
you know what I'm
to try to
saying?
surpass his father. This was detrimental to him instead of beneficial, as we all know that Jack's body became weak and frail, and this might have made it impossible for him to develop the demon back.
Man, that
But
nigga is
Yujiro
sorry.
also once said that Jack simply didn't have the luck of the devil when he was born. Of course,
What?
we don't really know what he meant by that, but the
Rebuke
fact
that.
is that he believes that Baki was born with the luck of the devil, unlike Jack, who was born as an unlucky young man due to the circumstances surrounding his birth.
So he
But
lucky
despite
to
not
me.
having the demon back, Jack is one of the strongest characters in Baki, and his strength is shown many times in the story. He killed a polar bear with his bare fists, in the same way his father
I
did.
ain't watched
He
this
defeated the
old
convict
Baki.
Sikorsky with a punch so strong that he lifted the telephone box they were in, and later he withstood Sikorsky's knuckle slash in the underground arena. He took many blows from Muhammad Ali Jr. and defeated him, and ended up cutting Ali's tongue in the process. He also fought Pickle despite the strength difference, and made him run away in fear by causing him to view him as the only creature that scares him.
Listen.
His body is strong enough to surpass drugs, even though he used abnormal amounts of them. Due
He
to his
takes
super
an L for
steroids,
using
Jack had a
steroids.
tendency to fight like a rabid animal,
Bro,
and
my
has
girl
severe
calling me.
determination to finish fights through to the end, which proves this even
I know
further.
it's my girl. I know it's my girl. Baby, if you're watching this, I love you.
His great determination and ferocity in battle allowed Jack to continue fighting even after suffering serious injuries, such as when he broke his right arm in the fight against Baki, and when he had part of his
Baki.
face ripped off by Pickle. One of his main techniques is biting, and his biting force is equal to that of a crocodile, which is hard enough to easily crush
Nah,
wood.
it's making out, bruh.
Jack even ate a whole roasted pig in 10 seconds, and chew on the bones of a T-bone steak.
No, he's a meat eater, bruh. Jack is a pro meat eater, for real.
His bite is strong enough to damage Izumatobi when he wears chainmail made of aramid fibers.
But you gotta
although
think
he did
about his
lose all of his
swallowing
teeth in the
technique too.
process.
Like no
After
pause.
creating the Gudu technique, Jack perfected the strength of his bite, being able to sustain his huge body on a tree just by biting a towel that was tied to it. He was also able to lift huge weights for a long time.
Dang, look at
with
them
just the
thighs,
strength
boy.
of his jaw. Despite using brute force to fight, Jack is a very tactical fighter, and is smart enough to counter and outmaneuver his opponents.
Hey, yo.
For example, he made Chiharu Shiba pass out with a special type of hold, where Jack presses 2 fingers on the gang leader's vital points that are located in the throat, and also when he found the weakness of Aiki after being thrown many times, and used a similar move to defeat Guki Shibukawa. During his fight with Pickle, Jack tried to strike his middle fingers into Pickle's ears, piercing his brain. He used this as a last-ditch attack because he was about to be knocked out, and used his fighting spirit to
knocked
activate
out.
this technique. This move may have possibly killed Pickle if the massive caveman hadn't managed to sense Jack's upcoming attack. Ever since his loss against Matobe's ancient Kenjutsu, Jack made major improvements to strengthen his bites. After Izumatobe shattered all his teeth, he had them replaced with titanium dentures. Since biting is Jack's signature technique, it has become his martial pursuit, and have devoted himself to it. Traveling around the world,
Pause.
Jack has finally completed his technique in Taiwan, and mastered his skill. He calls it Gudu, the way of biting. He also had a full set of artificial titanium teeth surgically implanted in his mouth, since he lost all of his original teeth during his fight with Motobe.
Trash.
From the results of his Gudu, Jack is capable of forming a 500 yen coin in a triangle-like shape by using his artificial teeth. His sight has improved to the point that he is able to see countless major and minor blood vessels. Jack himself has stated that his Gudu sees all animals and all humans as nothing more than dense clumps of vital points.
And
With
that's
Gudu,
why he be
Jack
getting
can
clapped.
bite and tear off opponents' body parts in moments before they know it, making them bleed a lot. He can also counterattack any strike aimed at his face with a quick and hard bite. He even managed to rip off the little finger of Nomi no Sukune II when he hit him in the face and tear his heel when the sumo wrestler kicked him in the jaw, causing him to lose a lot of blood from his injuries. After a tough fight, Jack managed to defeat Sukune, who has a grip strength superior to even Yujiro, and was recognized as one of the strongest characters in the series. with no particularly huge injuries. So basically, Jack's driving force is wanting to defeat his father in order to avenge his mother, who was raped by him. After taking super steroids that made himself beyond unstable, Jack turned into a monster without balance, who only cares about becoming stronger to take revenge.
Trash.
Jack is an incredibly determined and stubborn person. He just doesn't know when to quit. His overtraining would be suicidal, if not for the scientist's steroid cocktails being part of his regimen.
See, he
He's had
ain't
his
natural,
skeleton
bro.
surgically
Everybody else
restructured
natural.
multiple times to get
That's
bigger.
why he's the
He even
weakest.
had half his face bitten off by Pickle and woke up in the hospital twice. The second time from a severe coma, but he still gets up and goes right back to it. Also,
See, bro, if I'm Jack, bro, and if I can't get stronger naturally and working out just ain't for me, I'm finna go pick up a book or something, bro. Shoot, do YouTube, bro. Pick up a camera. Go do something, bro. Because you're trash.
he trains too much for his body to handle, forcing him to resort to steroids and other medical methods
Weak.
in order to keep his strength growing steadily. He is
Vegeta ain't had to do that. Of course, he was a Saiyan, but still, bro, he ain't had to do that. Because he's that.
too obsessed with beating Yujiro and avenging his mother, to the point where he is blinded by that dream. For a very long time, he didn't know many fighting techniques and often fought head-on with his opponents. He refused to hold back
Why you
against
keep
any of his
replaying
opponents.
this clip?
And speaking of behavior, he prefers to act like a wild animal rather than a true fighter, as especially shown how he bites his opponents during their fights, making him even more animalistic. Jack can indeed seem very frightening to his enemies. For example, he startled Pickle after Jack lost to him. He almost out-savaged Pickle during their fight, and the caveman got scared of Jack. Because there was nothing
Barely.
in the wild that prepared the caveman for the sight of a prey seemingly coming back from the dead for a rematch. So I'm personally waiting for a rematch of Jack with Baki and Yujiro, and make sure to tell me in the comments if you guys think that Jack will be able to beat Yujiro in the near future.
I'll be honest with you. No, I don't. I honestly don't. If y'all like the video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? And I'll see y'all in the next video. Y'all check out my game and stuff.